Okay, so when you do normal start, usually it will start a VM like this, and okay, in the task manager you can see this window, correct or not? Okay, so this is one way. Okay, so now if you want to power off, okay, so just see the options. Okay, okay, so only save, send, shutdown signal, power off the machine. Okay, so you can say anything, you can select, okay, power off or okay, send shutdown signal, anything is fine. Okay, so just click on okay. Okay, so that is normal start. Okay, if you do normal start, you will see a window here. Okay, now when I say okay, headless start, what do you mean headless start? When I say headless start, your VM will be running, but it will be running in the backend. You will not see any windows and all here. Can you see this one?
Yes.
Can you see the small preview picture? Okay, huh? There, okay, my VMs are loading. My VM is loading. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so it will be running in the background. Okay, so see, as of now we are playing with only one VM. Tomorrow, okay, so we'll be playing with multiple VMs, right? Okay, let's say at that time, okay, we'll be starting 6 VMs. So when you start 6 VMs and all, okay, you will be having a lot of icons here. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so anyway, you know IP address of each and every machine. So okay, so just you start here. Okay, now what I will do, maybe I'll start here, maybe I'll go to putty, and okay, I will just type the IP address 192.168.56.200. okay, that's it. Yes or no? Let
Yes.
it run in the background. Okay, so that is the, what it is. It is
Headless.
headless start. Okay, now if you want to stop it, okay, just say power off. Okay, now there is a third option, which is detachable start. When you click on detachable start, okay, it will open a window. Okay, it will open a window. Okay, so let's say it is loading the window, but okay, you want to hide the window. Okay, just say continue in running the background. When you do detachable start, you will have this option. Understand?
Oh,
Okay, so okay, so now if you want to see your window, just double click on this one. Okay, if you don't want, continue in running the background. Understand? Okay, so
yes.
detachable start, okay, we'll have an option like, okay, to see the window, or if you don't want the, you want to hide window, just close it. Okay, and select the continue in running background. Okay, so that's the difference between these three. Okay, so but end of the day, VM is VM. Okay, whether you start with what to say, normal mode, or okay, background mode, or headless
Yes.
mode, or okay, detachable mode, end of the day, VM will start. Okay, but only thing is that, okay, how many icons you are seeing, that is the problem. Okay, you understood right now? Okay, so and one more thing, guys. Okay, so now, okay, if you see, um when we do practicals, when we do practical session, okay, so we'll be installing Hadoop, right? We'll be
Yes.
installing Hadoop on okay, multiple nodes. Okay, multiple nodes. Okay, so like, okay, total VMs. Okay, we are going to install, right? We are going to install 6 VMs. Okay, yeah, okay, to build our Hadoop cluster. Okay, so here when you're using so many VMs, and if you want to open 6 putties, don't you think, okay, you will feel like there are so many tabs here, so many icons here. For each putty version, okay, you will have one icon here. Okay, if you say one putty, this is one putty. Okay, one more time I'm opening putty. Okay, so like this. Okay, so here, okay, you will have multiple windows, correct or not?
Yes.
Okay, instead of this one, okay, instead of this one, what I will do, okay, see, there is something called multi-tab putty actually. Okay, so download multi-tab putty also. Okay, so what I will do, one thing. Okay, how to download multi-tab putty? Okay, how to post? Okay, so download multi-tab putty. You can download actually. Okay, I'll put a document here. Okay, document. Okay, empty putty, enable empty putty. Okay, so first thing, download empty putty.exe from below link. Server. Okay, create folder. Okay, slave. Okay, right click on this folder. Okay, and server, add server. Okay, so here you can set the server name. Okay, slave. Okay, this is the slave, Okay, and port number, leave it. Okay, display name slave, server name. Okay, so you put the IP address here. Okay, 192.168.56.200. Okay, display name slave, and which user you want to use. Okay, root user. Okay, password welcome one. Okay, save the password, click on OK. So now we insert this one slave. Okay, now every time, okay, if I double click this one, then automatically, okay, so what I will do now, I'll start the VM here, slave VM here. Okay, and okay, I'll click double click here. Okay, so I can see multi-tabbed put is here itself. Actually, in one window I can see multiple things. You understood now? Are any questions?
Yes.
Hmm?
No questions.
No questions, right? Okay, so this is how you can okay use actually. This is how, okay, you can use multi. Okay, you can open how many putty sessions, okay, you want. If you have 6 also, all 6 can be opened here itself. Okay, you will not be having so many windows here. Clear?
Yes.
Hmm? Okay, guys. Okay. Okay. So let us see some Linux commands today, guys. Okay. The first command is, okay, and guys, okay, if you see the shared drive, okay, so I have given some documents, stuff one inside this training documents inside Linux. So Linux, basic Linux commands. Okay, this is the document which I have given. So these are the Linux commands, okay, which we'll be using, okay, in real time at max. Okay, not more than this one. Okay, so first thing, okay, we'll start with these commands actually. So what is the command? Okay, first ls command. Okay, so what is this ls command, guys? Ls. Okay, when I say ls, and if you don't give any path, this will show you, it will list all the file in the current path. Okay, first of all, okay, we need to understand, okay, when you log in, okay, what is your starting location, guys? Okay, let's say you're logging into Windows. Okay, so what you will see when you log into Windows? You will see desktop. Yes or no? Guys, you there or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so when you log into Windows, okay, first screen is that, okay, you will see the desktop here. Okay, so what is this desktop location in Windows Explorer? Okay, desktop means, okay, C colon users,
User and
username, and
username.
desktop. Okay, it means, okay, whatever you see here, the same things you can see here also. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, and if you copy something here, Control C, Control V. Okay, see, it came here also. Understood?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the what I can say. Okay, this is the desktop what we will see. Okay, so C users Venkata. Okay, so this is the location. Okay, if you will see when you start your Windows actually. Okay, but when you start your Linux, what is the location you will see? What is this slash, which is nothing but your SDA. What is slash actually? See, you have 4 hard disks in each machine. Okay,
Yes.
so SDA, okay, SDB, and SDC, and SDD.
STD.
Okay, so when I say slash, what is slash? It is OS disk. Okay, but okay, so slash means, okay, for me it is a OS disk. Okay, but SDB means, what is the starting point of SDB now? Is it slash or a MNT disk 1?
Slash.
We pointed it like MNT
This.
disk 1. Okay, so if you see df-h. Okay, so what is SDB? Which is nothing but
MNT disk one.
disk 1. Okay, see the starting point actually, see every, okay guys, okay, please don't get confused. Initially, okay, if you see any hard disk, the starting point will be slash only, correct or not?
Yes.
Okay, but okay, if every hard disk is having starting point as slash, okay, if I say, okay, list content, okay, in slash, which slash it will take?
It may confuse.
It may confuse, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that is the reason what we are doing. That is the reason what we are doing.
They're giving a specific name.
Okay, okay, guys, 1 second. Okay, so we are giving a specific name here. Okay, so what is the specific name? Okay, so for OS disk, okay, wherever we install OS, okay, we are leaving it as it is. Yes or no?
Yes.
As it is. Okay, but okay, SDB, what is the name we are giving? I mean, what is the path we are giving?
MNT
Slash
disk one.
MNT disk
disk
1.
one.
Okay, for SDB
2.
disk 2. Okay, for SDD, okay, disk 3. Okay, so this is how, okay, we are differentiating each and every hard disk in my system, in my VM. Yes or no, guys?
Yes.
There are 4 hard disks. Okay, so how I am differentiating each hard disk? Okay, so like this actually. So when I say slash, it means okay, OS disk. Yes or no? Okay,
Yes.
OS disk. Okay, so when I say slash SDA, okay, when I say slash MNT disk 1, okay, that is SDB. Okay, so what it will show when I say ls slash
OS.
Huh?
It will
OS.
show
Okay,
OS
so OS disk content. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, OS disk
content.
content. Okay, so when I say, okay, so here, okay, you give correct path. Okay, so ls, okay, MNT disk 1, what it will show?
SDB.
It will show
SDB.
SDB. Okay,
Yes.
SDB disk content. Understood? Okay, ls MNT, okay, disk 2, okay, what it will show?
SDC
Disk content. Understand? Okay, now I am saying that ls slash etc. Okay, what it is showing? What it will show?
SDA OS directory content.
Okay, see, definitely after slash, okay, if you are representing second hard disk or third hard disk, okay, or fourth hard disk, definitely see, if I say MNT disk 1 slash etc, okay, then what does it mean? Which disk I'm referring?
Disk 1.
This one.
1 or 2? Disk 2?
SDB.
No, SDB I'm referring. Yes,
Yes.
or no? Okay, but okay, if I'm not using anything, okay, okay, if I say MNT disk 2, which disk we are referring?
SDC.
SDC. Okay, disk 3, SDD. Okay, but if I don't say anything here, then what I'm referring?
SDA.
SDA. Understand? Okay, so now ls slash etc, what does it mean?
It's SDA.
So you want to see inside SDA, okay, under this one, okay, okay, inside SDA there is a directory etc, and you want to see the content of that etc. You understood now?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so now ls, okay, etc, okay, system config or sysconfig, okay, network -scripts ifcfg 0. Okay, now tell me what I'm seeing.
It's
So from which disk I'm reading first?
SDA.
SDA. Okay,
Yes.
so what are the directories, okay, I'm using
System
inside
configuration.
SDA? So if you see inside SDA, if you want to see what is there inside SDA, you can say ls. Okay, so these are the directories. Yes or no? Okay, so if you just say okay ls slash, okay, you may not understand whether it is a directory or file. Correct or not? It is showing the content of, okay, SDA. Okay, but okay, just give -l list. Okay, then the same output is coming like this. Okay, now you can easily understand whether it is a file or directory. How can you understand? So if you see any line starting with D, it is a directory, guys.
Yes.
Are you clear? Any line starting with the D, it is a directory. Okay, any line starting with L, it is a link, soft link. Okay, any line starting with -, okay, but no lines are starting with -, right? So like this, okay, any line starting with -, like this, it is a file. Understood? Understood, guys? Okay, so here, okay, so but if I don't use -l, then okay, I will get my output like this. Okay, I may not understand, okay, which is file and which is directory. Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is how you can understand, okay, what is directory and what is file. Okay, and what is link. Link means, okay, in Windows, okay, we say shortcut. Okay, so this is ls command, ls-l. Okay, now, okay, ls-l, if I just say ls-l, I am not saying that, okay, path, I'm just saying the ls-l command, I'm just saying, then what it will show?
Present directory is
Present
content.
directory. What is present directory? Okay, how can you say, okay, where you are? So
Root.
you are on /root. /root means which disk?
SDA.
SDA. Okay, on SDA there is a directory which is called root. I am in that location. I'm in that location. Okay, so if you see this one, there is a directory which is called root. Yes or no?
Yes.
Inside this one I am. Okay, are you clear?
Yes.
Okay, so now usually okay, so whatever the users we have in this one, okay, in Linux, okay, when you log into Linux machine, first, okay, where it will start, what is the starting point? So for Windows, okay, this is the location, okay, C:users, and okay, here, okay, your username will come, okay, username, okay, and desktop, okay, this is the starting point, okay. But okay, in case of Linux, okay, this is the common path, okay, even for administrator also, okay. But okay, when it comes to Linux, okay, you have different users, right? Okay, what are the different users we created? We have root user, first
Root.
user which we created, okay.
Okay,
So
sir.
and okay, second user, so we created HDP admin, okay. Then okay, we created Allen, okay, we created, okay, James, okay, we created Bond, okay, we create Donald, okay, like this, okay, we created different users, okay. Now what is the home directory for this one? It means, okay, when you log in with user, okay, in which directory you will go first? Okay,
Root.
/root.
root. What does it mean? Okay, which directory it is? Is it, I mean, which disk it is? SDA or SDB, SDC,
SDA.
SDD? SDA.
SDA.
Okay.
SDA.
For HDP admin, what is the starting point? Home. Okay.
/home
SDP
username.
admin. Okay. So again, home HDP admin. Okay, what is this? Which path it is? Is it SDA,
SDA.
BC, SDA only? Okay. So for Allen,
Home
home,
and
Home direct.
home, Allen. Okay. For James, home,
James.
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 Okay. So for Bond, okay. So home, Bond. Okay. So home, Donald. You understood? Okay. So when you log in with to Linux, okay, if it is a root user, this is the home path. Okay. But okay, if it is a other user, okay, the home path is like this. Okay. Suppose to the same machine, if I log in with, suppose, okay, if I log in with edit, okay, let's say, okay, properties, I will log in with the HDP user. Okay. So now PWD, what is present working directory?
Home direct.
It means this is the home directory. So it means, okay, when you log into your system, the first place, okay, where you will go is this location. Understand? But in
Yes.
case of Windows, okay, when you log in, okay, where you will go first place?
Root.
Root. In Windows, sir.
So Windows desktop.
Okay, so users and your username and desktop. This is the
Desktop.
location where
Yeah.
you will go. Understand?
Yes.
Okay, but in case of Linux, okay, for root, okay, separate home directory, and for other users, okay, it is a separate home directory. Okay, clear?
Yes.
Okay, fine. I'll change it back. Okay, so okay, so now, okay, if you just say ls-l, it will show what is there in the current directory. Okay, now, okay, I want to see ls-l, okay, root. Okay, it means, okay, I'm seeing the first hard disk content. So these are the directories and files available here. Okay, now I want to see the content of etc. What I will do?
/etc.
ls-l and okay, you should give the /etc. Then okay, what it is doing? Then okay, you are seeing the content of etc. So here, okay, inside etc there are some directories. Okay, see, this is a directory. Okay, but this is a file. Okay, wherever you see any line starting with hyphen, that is a file. Okay, again, this is a directory. Okay, maybe, okay, you can see different colors also. Directory is different color. Okay, and okay, file is different color, and okay, soft link is, okay, shortcut is different color. Understood? Or any questions, guys? Okay, so now I want to see, okay, now I want to see inside this one. Okay, suppose, okay, there is a directory here, u power. Okay, or there is a directory, okay, target. I want to see the content of this target. What I can say? lsfnl etc target. Okay, press enter. Now you are seeing the content of target. So you are seeing as first hard disk. Inside that there is a directory etc. Inside that, okay, there is a directory called target. Inside that, okay, you are seeing what is there inside this. Understand? ls is a command, okay, to display the content of your path. Okay, if you don't tell any path, okay, it will show the current path content. Are you clear? Okay, then okay, the next one is cd directory name. What is the cd, guys? Change directory. Okay, so now where you are here, present working directory. So you are in /root directory. I want to go to etc directory. I want to change. Okay, so have you ever used change directory command, okay, here in Windows? How do you change a directory?
By clicking.
Click on new
By
directory.
clicking on this one. Okay, now I am in, okay, this directory. Okay, I want to go inside this one, personal documents. Okay, this is the directory. Okay, so maybe bank documents, okay, education documents, this is the directory. Okay, like this. Okay, so in case of Windows, okay, it will be very easy because, okay, you will be using, you'll be clicking on that actually. But in case of Linux, okay, I cannot go like this actually. Okay, what I need to do, cd, and I need to give this path actually. Okay, so now if I want to go to in etc directory, cd / what is the path of etc? SDA, right?
/etc.
SDA means /, okay, /etc. Okay, now, okay, what is your present working directory?
PWD.
Present working directory is, if you say pwd and press enter, okay, it will show you the present working directory. Okay, so where you are, in which directory you are in now? Okay,
etc directory.
you are in
etc.
etc directory. Okay, now if I say ls-l without path, then what content it will show?
etc path.
It will show etc directory. Okay,
Okay.
so now inside this one, okay, what we have? Okay, you have, there is something called target. Okay, now what I will do, cd
Slash
cd, will you give
Target.
/ or, okay, just a target?
Target.
the target.
Target. Okay, so now you are inside target.
Target.
Yes or no? Okay,
Yes.
now ls-l, now this is showing the content of target.
Yes.
Target directory. Okay, so cd is a command which will help you to change your directory. Okay, so if you want to go from one directory to other directory, you can use cd. Understand? Okay, the next one is pwd. Okay, so you understood what is pwd. Pwd will say in which directory you are now. Understand? Okay, so in Windows Explorer, how can you say in which directory you are? In this path, okay, you can see,
Browser.
right? So this is the address bar. Okay, so maybe this is the path. Okay, in this path you can see in which directory you are, correct or not?
Yes.
Okay, but okay, here, okay, if you see, if you type pwd, it will show you the path. Okay, okay, what is the next one? Okay, then mkdir.
Directory.
What is this mkdir?
Create a directory.
Okay,
Make a directory.
so now, okay, so now if I say cd, okay, when
Make a directory.
okay, guys, okay, see, now change directory, and okay, you can give a directory name here. Okay, if you give without /, what does it mean? If you give /, okay, you are searching for
Back.
under this one. Okay, under root. Okay, at the starting of the, so you are search. So what do you mean of /? What is the difference between okay, okay, guys, okay, now you are present, okay, currently at this one, root. Okay,
Yes.
what is the difference between, okay, cd backup, okay, and cd/backup? What is the difference between these two?
Sir, CD backup will show the will go to the under the current directory under CD under backup, and CD/backup will go search the backup directory under the root means starting of the disk. Like
Exactly.
Okay, so
It is SDA.
this one, okay, so you are, let's say, okay, so you are cd, okay, you are in cd etc, okay, target. Okay, when you run this command, what will happen? When you run this command, what will happen, guys? You will go to target directory. Okay,
Target.
now cd backup, then what it will do? So since you are not giving any path, okay, it will take this path and continue from there. Understand? It means, okay, CD backup means, okay, it will check any backup directory under this one. Okay, got it?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Okay, but if you say this CD backup, it is searching in from the starting actually. Okay, so we need to be careful actually. Okay, CD backup. Okay, but now if I say just CD and press enter, can I do CD also?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
CD and press enter. Okay, when I
No,
say CD and okay, you're not giving any directory.
no. CD will go to the root again.
So when you just say CD, that will take you to your home directory. Okay, what is your home directory?
Slash root.
So for root it is root. Okay, and okay, for SDP user it will take the present working directory. Okay, so CD etc. Okay, now if I say CD, okay, now it has brought me back to home history, my home path. Are you
Yes.
clear?
Yes.
Are you clear, guys?
Yes.
Okay. Then okay, so what is make mkdir? Okay, what do you mean of make directory? Mkdir, create a directory. Okay, so mkdir directory name. Okay, so test directory. Okay, can I do this one?
Yes.
Am I giving okay slash? What is the difference between okay slash and okay without slash? Without slash means okay, starting from root disk.
Yes.
Okay, first point actually. Okay, so when if I say without okay anything, then it is
Present.
inside current path. Yes or no? Inside current path. Okay, what? Okay, present path. What is present path?
HTTP user.
So okay, so when I say mkdir, okay, so where it has created the test directory?
HTTP user.
Okay, so pwd. Okay, so it means okay inside HTTP user. Okay, ls-l. Okay, l. So both outputs are same. Correct or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so test it. But okay, if I say mkdir / test directory, what it is saying?
No permissions denied.
Cannot.
Forget about okay.
Direct.
So, but where it is trying to create?
It is in root.
Root.
It is in
SDA.
No. SDA. it's
SDA
great.
only.
Yes.
SDA only starting point. Okay. Sir, okay. So let me show you. Okay. So if you are still getting confused, because okay, this is the place okay, where I see many people get confused actually. Okay. So let me correct you. Okay. People who are not having Linux knowledge, it is a problem. Okay. Sir, okay. This is SDA, sir. SDA. Okay. What is the starting point of SDA?
Slash.
Huh?
Slash.
Okay, so think like this. Okay, so this is slash. Okay, so under slash. Okay, what are the so it means SDA can have okay multiple direct. Okay, the disk can have directories and files also. Correct. Okay,
Yeah.
so dir1 test directory 1 test dir1. Okay, test dir2. Okay, so apart from this one, okay, so we have also bin. Okay, boot. Okay, etc. Okay,
System.
then okay home. Okay, then okay, so lib like this actually. Okay, so now okay inside okay each again these are all okay directory. Okay, these are all directories. Under each directory I can have multiple files, right?
Yes.
Under bin okay I may have okay so ls. Okay, this is a file. Under boot okay I may be having something like okay so boot.ini file. Okay, so or something okay some file. Okay, I'm just giving example. Okay, so under etc ntp.conf. Okay, krb5 dot
KRB.
5.conf. Okay, so some okay so abc.conf. Okay, here okay so I may be having a directory also target dir. Okay, under target directory again okay, I may be having okay so some xyz.conf target.conf. Correct. Okay, so like this. Okay, under home okay so I may be having sdp user allen. Okay, allen bond. Okay, so like this. Okay, so under sdp user okay again okay you can have test directory. Okay, and okay so sample.txt. Okay, sample 1.txt or sample 1.txt sample 2.txt. So like this I can create. Yes or no? Okay, so now okay when I say ls okay -l without any path, what does it mean?
It will show on root.
Okay.
SDA.
So let's say currently you are in target directory. Okay. What output it will show? You are at this.
Backup.
See this page and answer.
Target directory, right? It will
So
show.
you are
Target.
in okay.
Target.conf.
Target.com.
Target.conf. Okay. So now, okay, I am at here. Okay. When I say ls-l, what it will show?
Bin boot etc. Home.
Bin these column it will show.
Yes.
Understood?
Yes.
Okay. So when I am here, what it will show?
Tested AR.
Tested.
Test DAR.
These three will
Yeah.
show. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Will it show okay this also?
No.
No. It is related to Allen. Inside the
Okay.
Allen. This one.
Okay, inside ln. Okay. But
Yes.
if I am here, it will show only up to this. Understood? Okay. So like this, okay. So your directory structure will go on. Got it, guys?
Yes.
Okay. But okay, now I am here. Can I see the content of target directory?
No.
See, I am
No.
here. Can I see the content of target directory?
No.
Unless
Why
I
not?
find-
Okay. You give the path, full path, na?
Yes.
So
you
here,
can
okay.
do it.
So here, okay, etc. Okay.
Slash etc.
Target
Yeah. Now
DAR.
you can
Okay.
see.
You give like this.
Yeah.
Then what will happen?
Now you can
Target.conf.
So
see.
first, okay, so you are starting with slash. Okay, this is the slash. Under that, okay, you are giving etc. Okay, and again, okay, slash
Target
and
directory.
target directory. Okay, you are giving this one. Then okay, it will show target.conf.
Target.com.
Understood?
Yes.
Okay. So again, okay, CD. When I say okay, you are here. When I say CD, okay, okay, CD bin. Okay, what it will show? You are here.
Bin.
I'm saying CD bin. Will it go?
Yes.
Under this one, it will check for bin.
Yes. Yes.
Is it
yes.
there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, okay, I am in the here target directory. If I say CD bin, what it will do?
Check.
See, if you don't give, if any path is not starting with the slash, then where it will check?
Then it will check in root.
It will check in. It will check in root or it will check inside this one.
I mean present directory.
Inside.
So
Inside
if
this
you
one.
if any path is not starting with slash, it will check inside this one, inside this directory. Okay. Now
Target.
I am in target directory, and if I say CD bin, will it go?
No.
No. Okay. But okay, if I say CD slash bin, will it go? Will it work?
Yes, sir.
Under slash bin is there, right?
Yes.
It means okay, from here you are directly changing to here. You understood the difference between okay, without slash and with slash.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, if there is no slash, okay, it means okay, it is looking under this directory. Okay, understood. If there is a slash, then it is starting from here. Okay, so next, okay, mkdir is the one okay, which will create a directory. Okay, now I am here. Okay, I am here. Okay, and okay, when I create this one, it created the test directory. Okay, so since it's the directory, it is starting with the D. Clear? Okay, so ls-l or ll both are same command, guys. Okay, both will give the same output. Okay, test directory. Okay, now okay, rm file. Okay, so before rm file, okay, let us create a file. How to create empty file? Okay, so touch sample.txt. Okay, so now when I say touch sample.txt, am I giving path here? Okay, path here, only file name I'm giving.
File name. File
Only
name.
file name. Then okay, where it will create?
In the present
Inside
Inside the present directory. Where am I? What is my present directory?
HTTP user.
Home HTTP
Home.
user. So sample.txt file is created under home HTTP user. Understand?
Yes.
So when you say touch, okay, then it will create a empty file like this. Got it?
Yes.
It will create a empty file like this. Okay, 0 bytes size file. Okay, so there is nothing. Okay, now you want to do cat. Okay, cat without space, without okay, path okay, I'm giving. Okay, then okay, from where it will consider in the present working directory. Okay, so when I say cat slash sample, then okay, from where it will check?
From root.
From root it will check. From
Yes.
starting point it will check. Okay, understood?
Yes.
Okay, so what next? Okay, now rm file. Okay, rm. Now okay, created the file, right? Okay, cat is the command to display the content of the file. Okay, now cat sample.txt, is it showing any output?
Okay.
It is not showing
No.
out because okay, it is empty file, nothing is there. Okay, now rm sample.txt. What is this rm command? Rm command will
Remove.
remove the
File.
file. Okay, so now okay, so Do you have the file?
No, it's
No.
deleted.
Okay. So now, can I touch multiple files at a time, guys? Sample1.txt, sample2.txt.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you see, so 2 files got created. Okay. Now I want to create multiple files at a time. Okay. So now rm sample1.txt and sample2.txt. Both you put deleted. Both files are deleted. Understood?
Yes.
Understood, guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you want to delete multiple files, you can do like this also. Okay. Then rm-r if you want to delete a directory. Okay. So now rm test directory. Okay. What did it say? When I say rm test directory, okay, using rm command is only for deleting a file. Okay. If you want to delete a directory, you have to use extra option r. Okay. Then it deleted the directory also. Nothing is there now. Got it, guys?
Okay.
Okay. So rm-r is the one which will help you to delete the file. Okay. To delete a directory. Okay. So rm, if you want to delete multiple files, okay, rm-f. F means force delete. Forcefully delete. Okay. At times, okay, what? Okay. So if you try to delete a file, it will say, okay, so I cannot delete, or okay, somebody opened this file. Okay. It will show some errors actually. It will not deletion will not work. In such scenarios, you can use rm-f force. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Then okay, rm-rf. Okay. So rm-rf means force remove directory. Okay. So at times, okay, what will happen? Somebody is using your directory. So maybe if you want to use, even though anybody is using, you want to delete the file directory forcefully, you can use rm-rf. Okay. Okay. Now, okay, I'll touch sample 1.txt. Okay. Now, okay, I created one more file now. Okay. Now cp. What is this cp?
Okay.
Cp means like a copy command. Okay. So cp sample1.txt to sample2.txt. Okay. So now whatever is there in sample1.txt, that will come to sample2.txt. Understand?
Yes.
Okay. Then okay, what is move command? Move. Okay. You want to rename sample2.txt to sample3.txt. Okay. You can use rename. Okay. If you want to move will move the data from one directory to other directory. Or move can be used to rename the file also, file name or directory name also. Understood?
Yes.
Okay. Next. Okay. Move. Okay. cp. Okay. What is scp? Okay. cp. Okay. And cp-r. What is this -r? Okay. If you are playing with the directory, you want to copy a directory. Okay. Then okay. cp-r. Okay. You will use a recursive copy. Okay. Understood, guys? Are any questions? Any questions, guys? cp-r means, okay, it is a recursive copy, directory copy. Okay. Then scp. What is this scp command? scp command will help you.
Copy contents from one server.
Will help you to copy one file from one server to other server. Okay. Let's say, okay, I have a file. Okay. In server 1. I want to copy that to server 2. Okay. So you can copy using scp command. Server copy. Normal cp means inside the same server. Okay. You can use cp, normal cp. Okay. So, but if you want to copy one server to other server, it means one machine to other machine. Okay. Then you should use scp server copy. Okay.
In that case, the user should have access in both the servers.
Both the servers are okay. So in the scenario, user should have access to both the servers. Okay. Then move. Okay. Move means okay. So rename our file. Move. Okay. File name you can give. Okay. Then okay. File 1 will be renamed as file 2. Or if you want to move from file 1 from one place to other place, then also you can use move command. Okay. Then ln. Okay, guys, in Windows, okay, we have something called shortcut, right? Create shortcut. Okay, such kind of things okay, will work okay, with the help of ln command. Okay, ln. Okay, you can give the file name and you can give the link actually. Okay, then it will create a shortcut. Okay, cat. Cat means print the content of the file. That is cat. Okay, and more. Okay, let's say you have a big file, guys. Okay, let's say you have 100 pages. You want to see page by page. Okay, so what you will use? Page by page means, okay, you will use more, and okay, so when you type more, it will show first page. If you say, okay, page down, page down, page down, it will take you to the next page, next page, next page, like that. Got it? So you can use, okay, more. Okay, anyway, it is not there. More sample1.txt, sample1.txt. Okay, so anyway, it is not there. That is the reason it is not showing anything. But okay, when you say more, it will show page by page. That is more command. Okay, the next one. Okay, head. What is the head command? Okay, let us do one thing. Let us insert some data inside this one. Okay, vi sample1.txt. Something we can take. Okay, so this is the one. Okay. Okay, let's say this is the file sample1.txt. Okay, when I say cat sample1.txt, it will print the content of the file. Okay, but now I don't want to see the full content of the file. I want to see only first 2 lines. Okay, then cat sample1.txt. Okay, so use pipe symbol head hyphen say 2. Okay, it will show only first 2 lines. Okay, you don't want a full file, you want to see only first 2 lines. Okay, then you can use head hyphen 2. Okay, you want to see first 10 lines, you can say whatever number you want actually. Okay, in the same way, I want to see the content from last side. Okay, tail hyphen 2, then what it will show? It will show the last 2 lines. Okay, tail hyphen 5. Okay, it will show last 5 lines. Understand? If you say tail hyphen 100, it will show last 100 lines in a file. Are you clear? Are you clear, guys? Okay. Yeah. So that is head and tail. Okay. So tail hyphen f. Okay. What is this tail and hyphen f? Okay. So it means, okay, output the content of a file as it grows, starting with the last 10 lines. Okay. So when I say tail f, okay, whenever new line is coming, it will be printing on the screen actually. Okay. That is tail f. Okay. Then DOS to Unix. Okay. What is this DOS to Unix case? So there are some files, okay, which are in Windows. If you copy those files, can I copy files from Windows to Linux, guys? Can I copy any file from Windows to Linux?
By using WinSCP, we can use.
Yes. Okay, there are some tools. Okay, one of the tool is WinSCP. Yesterday I explained. Okay, using WinSCP, you can copy the data from one place to, from Windows to Linux server actually. Windows to Linux server. Okay, so now when you copy, okay, let's say you copied a file from Windows and okay, you put it into Linux machine. So in Windows the file is working fine, but in Linux, okay, it is creating some problem. Okay, so it means, okay, there is some format issue with that file. Okay, now if you say DOS to Unix, okay, DOS means, okay, which is Windows, okay, to Unix. Okay, so if you run this command DOS to Unix, so let's say I'm saying that, okay, so I have 2 files. Okay, what it is saying? Converting the file sample1.txt to Unix format. Understood? DOS to Unix means, okay, sample1.txt. So if the file is already in Unix format, okay, it will not do anything. Okay, otherwise, okay, it will convert the file from DOS format to Unix format. That is DOS to Unix. Okay, then MD5 some value. Okay, what is this MD5 some value, guys? Okay, so this will show the checksum value. Okay, so okay, MD5 sum, okay, sample1.txt. Okay, what is this checksum value, guys? What is this checksum value? So every file, okay, will be assigned with a unique number based on the content. Okay, so now if you change, okay, let's say I'm opening, okay, sample1.txt, and okay, I'm just adding, okay, one extra space, guys, one space, and okay, saving. Now you see MD5 sum, is it changed or not? One extra space I have given. Yes or no? Okay. Now I'm deleting that extra space. Okay. And save and close. Now you see, is it the first one matching with the first one or not?
Yeah, matching.
Okay. C131. Okay. C131. Understood.
Yes.
Okay. Are you clear?
Yeah, clear.
Okay. So MD5 sum is okay. So tomorrow, okay, let's say in real time, let's say there are two files. One is 500 GB file. Okay. Another one also 500 GB file. How can you say both the files are same or not? So your manager asked you, okay, hey, Venkata, can you check whether these two files are same or not? And let me know the report by evening. What you will do?
We'll just run the checksum
You just run the MD5 sum, the checksum command you run. Okay. If both the checksums are matching, then okay, both the files are same. Okay. If checksum is not matching, the file content is different.
Yes.
Understand? Even for one extra space, the number is completely getting changed. Okay. Okay. So this is how you can verify whether two files are having same content or not. MD5 sum. Okay. Guys, okay, see, Linux commands also a little bit important nowadays in the interview. People are asking, so what Linux command you use? Okay, in some places, okay, some interviews people are asking, so what Linux command you use to do this one? Okay, what Linux command you use to print a file, okay, or to copy a file, to move a file, okay, or to change the IP address of the machine, okay. So all these things are very, very important, guys. Please don't neglect. Linux is also important for us to learn Hadoop, okay. Then file permissions. Okay, these are very, very important, guys. What do you mean of file permission here? Okay, so now let us take this scenario, guys. Okay, let us take this scenario. So now we created 3 groups yesterday, 3 or 4 groups, right? Okay, so these are the groups we created, correct or not?
Yes.
Okay, these are the groups we created. Okay, these are the groups, and okay, these are the users actually. Okay, BLR user under HYD group. Okay, press 2. Okay, okay. So now, okay, now if you see, okay, when you see content of the disk, okay, starting it is showing like this actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the starting actually?
iPhone.
Okay, so iPhone means, okay, what you can say?
Folder. File.
iPhone means folder, or okay, it's a file. What is D means
Direct.
directory. Okay, iPhone means
Folder.
only
File.
iPhone means only the file.
File.
Understood, guys? iPhone
Yes.
means only the file. Okay. Okay. So now after this one, okay. So the first, okay. So here I'll put it like this actually. I'll copy it here. For any file or directory, you will have these lines. Okay. So here, okay, these things, okay, what I will do, I'll change into different things, guys. Okay. But how many, okay, here the first one, I'll take it like this actually. This is the first one. Okay. And next 3, I'll take it separately. Okay. Otherwise, I'll put it here. Not bad. Okay. Now this is saying that, okay, so or let me write the entire line here. This is what, okay, it is saying. Okay. So now here, okay, now when I see this line, okay, I'll change this one, guys. Okay. I will divide this first one into multiple parts. Okay. What is the first part? Okay. This is the first part. Okay. Second part, and third part, and fourth part. Understood, guys?
Yes.
Okay. The first one, okay, I'll take single digit. Okay. Remaining and all, I'll take 3, 3, 3 together. Okay. So now these 3 will talk about, okay, owner, file,
Yes.
owner, file, okay, or directory, okay, owner permissions. Okay, what is this one?
Groups.
Okay, so
File or directory group.
directory group
Permissions.
permissions. Okay, permissions. Okay, this one is okay. Others permissions. Okay, so now, okay, what is this one? What is this one? Huh? Number of copies. Huh?
Yes.
Okay, then what is the HDP user here? Okay, file or directory owner. Okay, file or directory group. Then
Controls or others.
Size of the file. Okay,
Date time. Date and time.
File name.
File name. Fast modified data.
okay, the last one is
File name.
file or directory name. Okay, so this will tell you, okay, file or directory. Okay,
Yes.
so now you understood, guys. Okay, so here, suppose if it is a directory, okay, how it will be?
D.
It will be D.
D. Okay, so maybe this one. Okay, so
Sample.
Target.
dir. Okay,
Yes.
so you understood, sir. Okay, if it is a file, it is a, if it is a file means, okay, hyphen you will have. Okay, if it is a directory means D. Okay, now what are these permissions, guys? What are the next three? R, W, hyphen.
Read, write, execute.
Hmm?
Read,
Okay.
write.
So here for this one, okay, so I will put like this.
WX.
Okay, so let us see this. RW hyphen. What does it mean?
Read, write, execute.
Read, write, and execute permissions. Okay, so what do you mean of read permission? What do you mean of write permission? What do you mean of execute permission?
The owner will read, write,
Okay,
execute.
so no. First of forget about owner and all. Okay.
Okay.
So what is R? When I
Read.
say R, okay, it means okay, read permission.
Yes.
W, write permission.
Permission.
Okay. Okay. The third one is execute permission. Okay. So here R is there, W is there, here hyphen is there. What does it mean? No execute permission.
Yes.
Okay. So here, okay, R hyphen is there. What does it mean?
Only read access.
Only
Only
read.
read.
Okay? No write, no execute. Okay. But let's say here, okay. So here, okay, I'm giving X also. Here, okay, what does it mean? Okay.
Both
And okay, you have read permission, you have write permission, you have execute permission. But here,
only read and
read and write, no execute. Here,
only read permission.
only read. Okay. So guys, okay, so one thing, okay, so if you want to, okay, so okay, let's say there is a file. If you want to see the content of the file, you should have read permission.
Yes.
Understood? Okay. So when you require read permission, if you want to see the content of the file,
Yes.
okay, but okay, if you want to modify the content of the file, you should have W permission. Okay, so now who is you here? Who is you here? Okay, let's say if I am HDP user, okay, let's say I am HDP, I logged in as HDP user here. Yes or no? So who is you means this is you. Okay, so whatever user ID you are seeing, that is you. Okay, so HDP user. Okay, now HDP user. Okay, who is the owner of this file, guys? Who is the owner of this file? owner of the file is this guy. Okay, and okay, group of this file is this guy. Okay, owner group. Okay, so now what permissions okay owner is having, what permissions group is having, who comes under other. Okay, that also we will see now. Okay, so now if you see SDP user, okay, first three will talk about owner permissions. Okay, second set of three will talk about group.
Group.
Okay, the last set will talk about others. Okay, now in this scenario, who is owner, guys? In for sample1.txt, who is owner?
HDP user.
SDP user. Okay, what
Yes.
permission this SDP user is having?
Read,
So
read
SDP
the
user can read the content of this file, can modify the content of the file also. Okay, and there is no execute permission. Anyway, this is a text file. Okay, you will not execute. But okay, if it is a script file, let's say it is some shell script. Okay, you should
It
have
will be-
execute permission.
Yes.
Okay, so here, okay, so this is the owner permission. Okay, so now who is group here, guys?
HDP.
SDP admin. When I say SDP admin, who and all will come into picture here? Under SDP admin, whoever is there. Okay, except this owner, whoever is there. For guest and Venkata, they have
Read.
okay, they have okay read access. Okay, see,
Only.
under this group, SDP admin group, okay, exclude this owner. Okay, exclude this owner. Remaining people and all having read permission. It means they can read this file.
Yes.
You got my point?
Yes.
So it means, okay, if a guest want to see, open and see this file, okay, sample1.txt, he can open and see this file. Okay, Venkata want to open this file, he can open and see this file. Okay, but okay, what about others? Who are others? Okay, so others means, okay, who is not owner, who is not group. The rest all are others. So these are all others. You understood? Understood,
Yes.
guys? These are all others except okay this owner and group. Remaining and all are others. Okay, others means, okay, what others are having? Last three are for others. Okay, it means like, others are having no read, no write, no execute.
No
Yes or no? No permissions. It means, okay, if can Bangalore user, okay, read this file? If
No.
Bangalore user try to read this file, okay, it will say permission denied.
Yes.
Okay, so now can Donald read this file?
Yeah.
No.
Huh?
No. No.
No. Okay, but if I add Donald here, can he read this file?
Yes. In groups.
Group.
Why?
You added
Part of
is a
SDP.
group.
So he is part of SDP admin group. Okay, what SDP admin group is having permissions? Read permission.
Read permission.
Okay, but can Donald modify the file?
No.
No, because he doesn't have write permission here. Okay, so this is okay. So the users and permissions will work, guys. Okay, and okay, so these things, okay, you can refer like this also. Okay, so in okay, R means, okay, 4 points. Okay, read. Okay, write means
Two.
how many points? 2
Two.
points. Execute means
One.
1 point. Execute means 1 point. Okay, so now if I say 777, what does it mean?
All permissions.
First one is for owner. When I say give 777 permissions, okay, this is for owner, this is for group,
Group.
this is for
Others.
okay, so now if I say, okay, for my file give 711 permission, what does it mean? 711 permission.
Owner will have all permissions.
Owner will have what
Group
permissions?
and others are read
No,
permission.
can you tell me the permissions also?
Ah,
Owner will have what are the permissions? 7 means, okay,
some is
so
read, write, execute permission.
what is 7? 4 plus 2 plus 1 equal to 7.
Yes.
Okay, 7. Okay,
RW.
but okay, group
X.
To have
Only
only
read
read
permission.
Only read.
Execute
read
permission.
permission.
X.
Sorry, sir, execute permission.
So only one, right? For group,
Yes.
okay, I have given 711.
Yes.
Only-
RWX XX.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so it means a group will have only execute permission. Okay, others also will have only execute permission. Okay, so can it be like this? What does it mean?
owner will have right
Owner will have only write permission.
Write permission.
No, it won't be. It won't be as
It will
No,
have
no.
read permission.
Why not, sir? Why not? Okay. Why not? You can give any permission to any
Yeah.
file actually. Okay. Yeah. But the
Group
number
will
should
have
not
read
cross
permission.
Group will
7.
have read permission.
Another
Others
will
will,
have read and write.
Read and
Read and write will. Okay. So yeah. Okay. This is the concept. Read and others can do read, but nobody
and-
will put like this.
Yeah.
Okay. Understand? But okay. Will Unix Linux allow you or not?
will allow you.
It will allow you. It will allow you. Okay. Linux will allow you, but nobody will put like that. That's only simple theory.
Yes.
Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So the next thing. Okay. What next? Okay. So like this actually. So every user owner. Okay. Every file or directory will have permissions actually. Okay. So now tell me. Okay. Now tell me. Okay. I am HDP user. Okay. LL. Okay. Root. Okay. So now can I see? Okay. Can I see LL root/root? Why it is saying permission denied? /root means which directory?
No, because you are under HTTP user, sir. So you are not under.
Okay. So now, okay. If you want to see the content, at least you should have read access or execute access at least. Okay. But here, okay, at least you should have read access. Okay. But here, okay. So /root means this is slash under this root. Okay. For root, what are the permissions, guys? Who is the owner for this directory?
Root.
Who is the group? Root. Okay. Now, who are others? Except root user, root group. Okay. All are others. For others, okay. What is the permission we have?
Execute.
Nothing we have.
Nothing. Last 3 are -. It means
Yes.
okay, 0 permissions. That is the reason. Okay. It is not. It is saying permission denied. For others, okay, you cannot see this content of this directory. You got my point?
Yes.
Okay. You cannot see the content of this directory. Okay. Next. Okay. That is ch. Those are permissions actually. If you want to change the permissions, you can use chmod. Okay. You can use chmod also actually. Okay. So you can give permissions in different ways. Okay. One way is that like this also. Let's say this is the file. You want to change the permissions. Okay. chmod. Okay. 7552 sample3.txt. What does it mean?
Owner will have all permissions,
All permissions.
and group will have read and execute permission.
Execute
And
permissions.
other also read and execute
read and
permission.
Execute
execute.
permission. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now you see. See the permissions change, right? Read, write, execute, read,
Yes.
execute, read, execute. Okay. Now if I say 750, what does it mean?
The last one will change. User
So others will never have any access
Yeah.
actually. Okay.
Yeah.
Others will never have access to
Zero.
this file. Understand, guys?
yes.
Okay. So like this, okay, this is one way. Using these numbers, you can change. Otherwise, okay, you can do the same thing like this also. Okay. User. Okay. User. Okay.
Or
RWX. Okay. Group. Okay.
RW.
RX. Okay. Others.
User.
Okay. RX. Others, nothing, right?
Yes.
Hey, is it correct?
If we comma, we have to go right.
Okay.
Yeah.
For others, what does it mean? What does it mean?
No permission.
No
Last one.
permissions.
Yes.
Okay. So this is equivalent to, so both are same, guys. So is this same?
Mm,
Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yes.
This is same, right?
Yes. Same, right?
Same. Okay. So read, write, execute, group, okay, read, execute, and others, nothing. Okay. This is also okay. You can give the permissions like this actually. So chmod you can use like this also. Okay. So this is chmod, about chmod. Okay. And chown. Okay. Can I change the ownership of this file?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I want to change the ownership. Okay, I want to make, okay, ch1. Okay, so group as root. Okay, can I say
Some file name. Well, it is.
can I change only group? One way is that, okay, you can do like this. Okay, SDP user colon root. Okay, operation. Okay, sudo. If you have sudo permissions, yes. Can you see this one? SDP user colon root.
To change.
Okay, yeah, this is how you can use. Okay, ch1 -g root. Can I give? No, I want to change only group. Can I change? No. Okay, fine. Okay, so you can give like this: SDP user colon root. Okay, so this is ch1 change ownership. Okay. Okay, if you give say ch1 -r, then okay, it will change recursively for all the files and directories. It in that directory it will change. Okay, chmod -r also you can give actually. Okay, that is recursive change mode, recursive change ownership. Okay, so those are the some of the commands. Okay, the next set of commands is date. Okay, when you type date, okay, what it will show? Okay, when you type date, okay, it will just show the current date, system date time actually. Understand, guys? Current date time it will show. Okay, if you say date, okay, then top command. When you say top command, so this will show you, okay, this will show you kind of, okay, this is kind of a task manager here, guys. Okay, this is kind of a task manager with multiple informations actually. Okay, so here, okay, you can see how many total tasks are running. 155 tasks are running. Okay, one is in running state, 54 in sleeping mode. Okay, so how much is CPU utilized? Okay, so what is the memory here? What is free memory here? What is used? Okay, so like this actually everything it will show. And okay, here, okay, it will show which process how much it is using. Okay, if you want to know what is the top process, just say shift M. This will show you, okay, so which are the top consuming process. Okay, tuned is the process, okay, which is consuming too much now. Understand?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a top command to see what are the top process, okay, which are consuming the memory or CPU, all those things. Okay, next uptime. The next one is uptime. When I say uptime, so this will show you when this system is
Okay.
okay, from when it is up and running. Okay, so now this is the current time, the status is up. Okay, from when? From 1:13, 1 hour 13 minutes. Okay,
Yes, sir.
how many users are currently logged in? 2 users. Okay,
Two
one is STP user, other one is root user. Okay, what is the load? Okay, so this is the current load, 5 minutes back load and 15 minutes back load. Understand? Okay, load means this one. Okay, so right click task manager. So here, okay, performance, okay, you'll have a CPU load. Okay, so here it is, this is the load actually. As of now, okay, this is very less load we have. Okay, so if you are doing so many things, then okay, the load will increase till 100%. It is like that. Okay, so that is up. Okay, uptime. Okay, then W will tell who are the users currently logged into this machine. W and press enter. Okay, as of now, root user and HTTP user, 2 people logged into this machine. Okay, then who am I? Okay, so who am I? It will show you which user you currently logged in. What is the user? Of course, okay, you can see from here and you can understand, but in real time, they may hide this option actually. Okay, to be safer side. But if you want to know who am I, it will show you which user you are currently logged in. Understood? Okay, then ps-ef, ps-ef. Okay, this will list the all the process running in the system. Total 155 processes. Got it?
Yes.
Okay, then uname -a. Okay, uname -a.
Yeah.
Okay, this will tell you So what is the name of this machine? What is the OS? What is the name of this machine? Okay, what is the kernel version? Okay, so okay, so when it is
Created.
created, March 16th it is created. Okay, so like this. Okay, so it is showing everything. What is kind of, okay, 64-bit. Okay, so it supports 86 and 64-bit both. Okay, then okay, then cat proc CPU info, cat, okay, proc CPU info. Okay, this will tell you the CPU actually, how many processors we have given for this machine. So processor 0 and processor 1, total 2 processors. Okay, so this is AMD processor. Okay, AMD Radeon processor. So this is AMD processor, and this is the speed actually. Okay, so okay, you can see. Okay, this is the current speed of this CPU. Okay, and okay, you can see a lot of information about this your system. Okay, this is like a device manager in Windows. Okay, this is CPU info. Okay, and if you want to see memory info, how much memory we have given, mem info. Okay, so this is the mem info. So what is the total memory we have given? Okay, this is the memory. Okay, 10 GB. Okay, and what is free? This much GB is free. What is available? Okay, so and okay, what is buffer? Okay, what is cached? Okay, so what is swap memory? Okay, so all these related memory related settings it will show. Okay, then okay, load average, you can see. Okay, load average. So as I told you, this will show you, okay, what is the current load. Okay, 5 minutes back load and 15 minutes back load. This will show you that. Okay, then df-h, df-h. When you say df, disk free, okay, how many disks are there, and okay, what is the free space actually? When I say df-h, it will show. Okay, so what are the disks we have? Okay, MNT, this is the root. Okay, it is 13% used, and okay, these are the MNT disk 1, disk 2, disk 3. Okay, these are SDA, SDB, SDC. Okay, you can see. Okay, if you want to see, okay, what is the size of, okay, second hard disk, how much is used, second SDB is used. Okay, this will tell you. So the second SDB size is 100 GB. In that only 33 MB is used. Okay, remaining and all, this is almost available. Okay, you can check the path also. Let's say if you want to check the root SDA. Okay, SDA. Okay, it got partitioned. Okay, SDA1, SDA2. Okay, so this is the 150 GB and 44 GB is available. 6.4 GB is used. Okay, so this is disk free DF. Okay, DU. Okay, -sh, this one. Okay, fine. Okay, so sudo du -sh path. Okay, okay, so this du means how much is used. Okay, there is a difference between df. Okay, so df means it will show total size. Okay, available size. Okay, RK, I will do one thing. df-h mnt disk 1. Okay, so this is mnt disk 1. Okay, du-sh. Okay, so there is a difference right between these two. It is saying that, okay, so here the total size we used and available. Okay, disk used. Okay, this used is for different purpose, guys. Okay, you can ignore this one. Okay, so it says that 100 GB is available. Okay, now du-sh. Okay, all files and together inside this disk if you want to see this one. Okay, so du-sh is nothing but this one, this command. Right click, properties. This is the one. What is user space, what is free space, and what is the available space. Okay, so all that information you can see from here.
Anna, it is better to say, other than df-h, it is better to say df-htp. Anna. It is better because
Okay.
it is
df-h
HTP.
TP.
And that's it. No, like a small h, capital TP. Sir, sudo root kill kottandana.
It's a capital P.
Yep.
Okay, so HTTP means it will show. Okay, what is the type of the? Okay, so
అందుకు చెప్పలేదు. I mean, not that's the reason. There are in some cases the file system and the like LV size will be completely big. Okay,
Okay,
that's the
okay, okay.
reason the file system will be moving to the next line.
Okay,
That is
okay,
the
okay,
reason I request all to, most of the Linux guys knows this, but DFF and H capital T capital P will be the better one.
okay, okay, fine. Okay. So yeah, okay, that is DFDU. Okay, free. Okay, when I say free, okay, it will show you what is the total memory used and free. Okay, but all these are in bytes. Okay, but if you want to see in MB, it can show like this. Okay, what is free -m means? Okay, in MBs, free -g in GBs. So total memory 9 GB, free is 8 GB. Okay, okay, then okay, swap is 4 GB allocated in that 4 GB. Okay, complete 4 GB is free. Clear? This is free command. We'll talk about memory and swap usage. Okay, LSOF. Okay, list of open files. Okay, it will show you what are all the open files. Okay, we have actually. What are the, so it means, okay, so we see there are 155 background process running in this machine. Okay, all these background process may be utilizing some or other files. Okay, this will tell you ls, okay, OF. Okay, so this will tell you all the files. Okay, so there is a process. Okay, this is the process ID. It is using these files actually. Okay, like this actually. So LSOF. Okay, can we see only particular process actually? No. Okay. So LSOF means list of all open files for each process actually. Okay, this is LSOF. Okay, then which application? Okay, so now, okay, you say Java. Okay, so Java. Okay, so it is showing. Okay, but you want to see from which location it is accessing. Okay, which Java, then it will tell you user bin Java. From here it is using Java command.
Sorry to ask this. I'm not aware of that command, but how do we know the Java version here?
Java -version.
Is it working? but I faced few cases, the Java version will not be shown. That's the reason I'm asking.
That's fine. Okay, maybe they might have disabled actually.
Yeah.
For your
How
user.
to enable it? How to enable
No,
it? Any idea?
okay, see. Those things you try. Okay, try, okay, in Google, but okay, don't worry about that. Okay,
Yeah,
don't worry
I'm
about
just asking because
yeah
AppStream will always ask us this.
yeah. Okay, so alternatives also, Java alternatives also you can use. There are few commands actually. Okay, you can set that actually. You can use that. Okay, you're using, okay, present working directory. Okay, so from which location? Okay, which PWD? Okay, it will tell you from where this user bin present working directory. Okay, from where, okay, this is using. Okay, so these are some commands, okay, which are related to system actually. Okay, then compression related. What do you mean of compression related? Okay, if you want to compress a file, it means you want to zip a file. Okay, in case of Windows, what you will do, maybe you'll right click and, okay, add to archive, add to rar. Okay, so we have these options, but in case of Linux you don't have that options, right? Okay, so you can say create a tar file. Okay, so CF. Okay, CF. Okay, what is CF here? Okay, so compress. Okay, compress the file. Okay, and okay, you can give the file names and, okay, and tarball name. Tarball means which is nothing but a zip file in Windows, guys. Okay, so XF means extract the file. Okay, see, to create a zip file, okay, use tar CF. Okay, extract the zip file, use, okay, XF, tar XF. Okay, so use compression and zip the file, CZF. Okay, and okay, use extract the tarball with the, okay, XZF, compressed tarballs with the XZF, like this. CJF, XZF, GZIP. Okay, GZIP by Fundi. Okay, so there are, okay, so there are, okay, so many files. I mean, there are so many commands, okay, which you will be using to either compress the file or zip the file or unzip the file actually.
Yes.
Okay, so these are compression related commands which you will be using in real time, and okay, there are some network related commands also. Okay, so how do you say, okay, so there is a server listening or not? Okay, so using ping command, ping. Okay, so slave, is it listening or not? You can see. Okay, ping okay, so 192.168.56.200. okay, it will tell you whether it is ping or not. Okay, so ping means, okay, either you can give the host name or IP address also. Okay, it will ping, but even if you give host name or IP address, end of the day, it will from etc host file, like it will find the RK from a DNS server, it will find the IP address of that machine, and it will ping to that IP address only. Got it? That is ping actually. Okay, but NS lookup, what is this NS lookup? You know, okay, see, NS lookup may not work here. NS lookup will work, okay, if you enable DNS server. Okay, NS lookup, okay, you know, okay, the machine name, but you don't know IP address. Okay, you can say NS lookup and machine name, it will show you the IP address of this machine. Okay, you know, okay, IP address 100.168.56.200. okay, but you don't know the machine name, then okay, you can use NS lookup. You know IP address and you want to know system name, you can use NS lookup. Or you know system name and you want to know IP address, then you can use NS lookup command. But NS lookup command will work only when DNS server is enabled. Clear? Okay. The next one is netstat. What is this netstat command? Okay, netstat command will show you all the network connection to the current machine. Okay, current server. Okay, so netstat. Okay, or sudo netstat. Okay, netstat. Okay, so this will tell you what are the connections. Actually, these are the connections. Okay, so these are the connections we have to the system now, as of now. Got it? Got it, guys? Okay, so these are the connections. Okay, but okay, if you want to see what I can use, netstat hyphen q
Netstat -nr.
nr. Okay, so you can give, okay, so different things actually. Okay, so like this actually,
Gateways and these things.
gateways and okay, all those things. Okay, you can see here. Okay, so netstat means, okay, the connections to the current machine. Okay, we'll talk about netstat hyphen tulpn.
Yeah, DLP.
So this will tell you, okay, so what are the, okay, yeah, what are the IP addresses, okay, I mean, who are allowed, okay, whether they are listening or not, all those things will be available here in the netstat hyphen tulpn. Okay, so then, okay, telnet. Telnet means, okay, let's say there is a service running in particular server. You want to know whether it is working or not, whether you are able to connect or not. Okay, let's say there is 443 running here. Okay, so telnet, okay, 443 on slave. Sorry, telnet slave 443.
No,
Okay.
no.
Correct, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
this is
corrected.
correct.
This is corrected.
Yeah.
First, we need to give the host name, and then we need to give the port
Hmm.
number.
Yes. Okay. So first you need to give the host name and you need to give the port number. Okay, this will tell you whether, okay, you are able to connect to that port or not. Understood? Okay. Yes. Okay, you are able to connect to that port. Okay, it is saying connected to that port, connected to slave. Okay. Now connect. Okay. If you say some port number, okay, so it is a connection refused because it may not be listening. Or okay, some firewall is stopping you. You're unable to listen means, okay, maybe there may be a reason like, okay, the port number is not working, or okay, maybe firewall is blocking you. Okay, so this is about, okay, telnet. Okay, wget is a command which will help you to download a file from
Yes.
internet. Okay, if you want to download anything, any file from internet, okay, wget, and you give the file path actually, so then it will be downloaded from there to here. That is wget. Okay, and okay, these are some shortcuts, okay, for the for this one. Control C means, okay, hold the current command. Okay, it will stop. Okay, let's say by mistake you executed a command, it is taking a lot of time. You press Control C. Okay, Control Z, it means, okay, stop the current command and resume it. Okay, Control D, log out the current session, and okay, which is similar to exit. Control W, erase the one word, okay, in the current line. Control U, erase whole line. Control R to bring up the recent command. Exit, log out of current session. Okay.
So one more question. When you are, I had seen few times when you are viewing the commands, I had seen that you clears the complete screen and it goes.
Control L.
Yeah. Okay.
Control L. Okay. Clear the screen. Okay. Yeah. Those are the ones. Okay. Which are the shortcuts actually. Okay. Then search related commands. Okay. So search means, okay, let's say I want to find, okay, how many, I mean, I want to find a word, okay, in all the files. Okay, I want to know, okay, there is a word, okay, this word, okay, is available in which are the files. Okay, you can use grep command. Okay, so let's say, okay, these are the files what we have now. Okay, so grep, what I can say. Okay, so hello, grep hello, -i, okay, hello in sample1.txt. Okay, so is it there or not? Hello. Okay, so it means, okay, you can grep -i, start. It will check in each and every file, and it will give you in which file the hello word is there. Hello word is there in sample1.txt. File name : okay, so that line it will show you. Okay, this is grep command. Okay, then find for a file. Okay, find is nothing but in Windows. Okay, we have something like this, right? So here, okay, you have search in the PC. Okay, so now, okay, this is kind of a find is like that actually. Okay, and locate means, okay, so if it is a find, okay, you should give the path, file name and path. Okay, in that path, okay, it will find the file. Okay, and if it is there, it will list it there. Okay, locate means, okay, it will check entire disk, entire OS disk, and it will give you the, it will tell you where it is available. Okay, and sed means, okay, find and replace in the file. Okay, find and replace the content in the file. That is using sed. Okay, so these are some Linux command which we will be using commonly in real time, guys. Okay, there are nearly 40 to 50 commands what we use in real time. Okay, so with this, Linux part is completed. Okay, almost, okay, I have spent, okay, 4 days on Linux part itself. Okay, gave you some information on Linux part. Okay, so now Linux is ready. Okay, Linux, okay, you practice this Linux session today, guys. Okay, if you are not from Linux background, okay, you practice this Linux session. Okay, and that will give you some idea on Linux. Okay, so we will do one thing. Okay, we'll stop it here, and okay, we will start the Hadoop installation, because even if I start also, there is no use actually. Okay, I can complete only one. We have only 20 minutes. Okay, I can complete 1 or 2 steps.
Yes.
Instead of that, okay, we can spend that time. This for 20 minutes, okay, I will take tomorrow, guys. Is that fine?
Yeah.
So tomorrow class will be like till 9:20. Okay, I'll take anyway tomorrow Saturday, right? Okay, we can spend some extra time.
Yes.
Clear?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay, yeah, okay. So we'll stop it here. Okay, if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, okay. So tomorrow, okay, we'll be starting with Hadoop installation. Okay.
Again
So
on Sunday it will be like
Sunday, no class, right?
Sunday no class.
But okay, we missed one class last Saturday. Can we cover that class on Sunday?
Yeah, we can cover it.
Yeah.
We can cover, right?
Yes.
Okay, we will try. We'll try to cover on Sunday. Maybe, okay, Sunday also, okay, we can have a class, the missing class.
It will be like continuous session, and again we got a break in the starting stage. Again, it will be losing like.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay. No. But okay, we need to give a break, Giri. But we missed one class, right? We got 2 days continuous leaves, okay, or holidays, okay, last week. So last Saturday I was traveling, right?
Yes.
So there was no class. So I thought to take on
Sunday.
Saturday evening, but I didn't reach home on time. Okay, and again I thought to take on Sunday, but again, okay, I skipped that also. So one class we missed so far. So that class will be covered maybe Sunday. Okay, I'll let you know the plan. Okay, but okay, you practice Linux sessions today. Okay, by tomorrow everybody should be ready with your base VM. Okay, if any questions you have, okay, you can ping me. Okay, I can help you. Clear?
This one get. Yeah.
Venkat.
Okay. Yeah. Tell me, sir.
Yeah, this is Rajesh.
Yeah,
Since
tell me.
class is done, I'm facing one issue. It's a
Ah,
beyond out of this training or something like that.
tell me, sir.
Okay, from yesterday night, we stuck with one Kafka deployment.
Okay, okay,
No, the thing is, we are pushing the records and the end user is consuming the number of messages as well.
okay,
Okay.
okay,
Actually, the thing issue is we are pushing around 9,500 messages. The end
Mhm.
user is receiving only 5,000 messages actually. They are claiming that you guys are not pushing the proper number of records actually. But the topic, I try to prove them the topic is loaded with all the messages, but the topic has contained all the older messages as well. Okay, so I
Okay.
can't
It means
able to
topic
prove
is
them
having.
proper number of records.
No, you can show, right? Okay, so you can show like how many records. Okay, you have. Okay, by printing the Kafka content, right? I mean, topic content, right?
Yeah,
Total messages.
that will show the total number of messages in the topic, right? I
Ah,
want to show them in the last 1 hour how many messages it has pushed.
Last 1 hour, huh?
Yeah, only in the last 1 hour.
Only last 1 hour. Okay, so which Kafka you are using, sir?
Cloudera Kafka.
Cloudera Kafka. Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to see, okay, last 1 hour. Okay, I can tell you how to see all the
Charts you are telling.
yeah.
Chart builder.
No. But okay, this 9,000 messages, how much time they are taking? How
For
much time?
consuming?
No. Okay, how much time they are taking?